Everybody, this is Peter and Sylvia. We are back with another episode of Mental Health Food for Thought. We're both therapists, and we are therapists after having had a long career doing something else, which means we have a lot of life experience, we have a lot of work experience in different fields, and we're now using that to help the people that we are helping. I'm mostly working with the legal profession, and that's just me. But I've realized that if you want any attention these days, you have to talk about one thing: AI. That seems to be the only thing people worry about or get excited about. And there's worry and there's excitement. We can talk about whether the brain and the body can tell the difference. But every time something big happens in the world, I get new anxiety clients. So I've worked with Brexit anxiety, for example. I've worked with credit crunch anxiety. I'm now working with World War III or IV anxiety, and I'm working with lawyer AI anxiety. AI is sneaking into the legal profession, sneaking in with a big bang, big time, and a lot of people fear for their jobs. So is that a rational way of thinking? Is it not? Do we know what it is? Is it just a bandwagon that we should all jump on and be happy clappy? Or is this just something we have actually seen before, but now it's just called AI?
It's interesting, isn't it, how in so many conversations, TV, media, AI. Personally, I think it's a great tool. And I
Mhm.
think for me, that is the difference. It's a tool to help me do what I do. It's not overtaking what I do. I do appreciate that there are a lot of people that do, as you just said, have AI anxiety. What is this going to do for my job? What is this going to do in general? The anxiety about the unknown, the what ifs, the what ifs, what ifs. And I think there is a huge curiosity and a wonder, but also a fear and an anxiety around it, what the impact is going to be. Now, whether the bubble will burst, there's been quite a few reports about that, a bit like the dot-com bubble quite a few years ago. Many people may remember that one. Is AI going to go away? I doubt it. I think for me personally, is still the ability to think about when and how I will use it for it not to take over what I do. Interestingly, you talk about your clients in the legal profession. A lot of my clients now are in from the equestrian world. So we can't really apply AI to riding horses. I'm sure someone will find a way, this is how you do it. But there is still this concern about AI in general in workplaces, most definitely.
And some of the things you and I have also talked about is, well, this is nothing new. We talked about when the computer was introduced, the personal computer. Well, people did lose their jobs, but every time new technology appears, we get different types of jobs. But the human being has always used tools for two things, either to make it easier to put food on the table or make it easier to kill each other. So look at farming. We used to scrape the ground with a stick. Now we have huge machinery that can do all sorts of things. Archaeologists find flint axes. The axe you go and buy in the hardware store today is just a more sophisticated version of what they did in the Stone Ages. So arrowheads, we it's the same thing. We mechanize, we automate to make our lives easy in certain ways, to take away the tough jobs, the menial jobs, the donkey work, and that takes some jobs away, but it creates other jobs. AI is going to be exactly the same, and it has been for a while. It's nothing new. It's just the latest generation or generations that are now online and more accessible for everybody. So it's a new and fancy tool. I remember back in the day when everybody did their word processing programs or everybody did computer games, and the crap and the useless stuff fell by the wayside, and only the strong ones who really invested in doing a quality product in the end survived. Still the same in the video game industry. There's very few players back in the market, but those who are there are the strong ones. So AI will be something that everybody does to begin with. Everybody who thinks they are somebody will do some version of AI. I'm being bombarded with, oh, you can do AI for you this and that, and oh, you're a therapist. Why don't you use AI for therapy? So what? Yep, I'm not against AI as a tool for the right reason. But you know what? There's no substitute for the human connection.
It's interesting as well that who created AI? It's us human beings. We are very smart. We are very clever.
Yes, we are.
We invented AI, and there will be, the next generation of whatever it is, whatever that may be. Like you say, I remember when the first computer came into the bank, many, many, many years ago, and it was pitched to us that this is going to revolutionize the workplace. We are going to have more leisure time, we'll have more time to spend with our families, we won't have to work so hard. Really?
Hmm.
And as you say, then something else comes along, another business comes along, another product comes along, another global thing comes along. There is always something, it's never ending. And for me, AI, as I say, is a tool. And I think a lot of the time it's making the unknown known, putting ourselves in control. Okay, so how am I going to use this? Can I use it? Will I use it? Will it make a difference to me? Rather than it being done to me, am I going to use it? So rather than it taking over, being able to have that critical thinking, that informed choices around it. But I do get, the more knowledge we have about something, the less fearful something is, rather than, oh, that's AI, or it's something to be
Mm.
scared of. Well, let's engage with it. Let's find out what it can do. Is it going to take over certain jobs or certain jobs? And if that is the case, then we can do something about it if we choose to. Um, but I think what does worry me a little bit is that, and I did this the other day, went on my computer and I typed in how to ride a horse. And up came literally within 20 seconds, a 4-page document, how to do it. Now, I could not have written that myself. How long would that have taken me to do that? But I haven't had to think about that at all. And that's something that does bother me. I'm curious about.
Mm.
What is the effect of this? It's super smart, it's super clever, it's
Mm.
amazing.
Yeah.
But what is the effect going to be on people's thinking, innovation, doing things for themselves if they can just tap in that, how to ride a bike? Yeah.
I think in very broad terms, if we switch off our critical thinking, AI is a dangerous tool. If we switch on our critical thinking and our human intelligence, AI is going to be a fantastic tool. But it requires two things: proper input and then checking the output. So garbage in, garbage out, like any other process we've ever come across in our lifetime. So for you to ask AI that question, you will get 4 pages of general stuff. To get the best use of AI, you have to really think about the questions you ask.
Indeed,
How
yeah.
how do you ask a question that will give you what you want? So you have to think ahead and then let AI come up with what it comes up with. And then you check if that actually fits with what you know yourself and what you think is reasonable. Because the tools that are available to the general public, whether they're free or you pay for them, they scour the internet for information and they learn from what's there. And then they put it together in a very quick, fast, and efficient way. And it looks brilliant, but it does hallucinate. It does come up with things that do not exist. So we have to still think critically, read through, and not just pass it on as our own work. So this is where we have to think about, well, you do not use a hammer if you're trying to put in a screw. You do not take a screwdriver to a hammer, sorry, to a nail. We have to use the proper tools for the proper jobs. And this is just a sophisticated tool where you have to really think, what do you put into it and what do you do with what comes out of it?
I think that's a great point. Is being proactive
Mm.
with using it. As
Yeah.
you say, asking it the question that will give you the best answer or the most appropriate or the most informative answer,
Mm.
rather than just, putting a question in there. Using it productively, using it constructively, using it rather than it driving us. We drive it round the other way. And I think that's
And
a really important point to make.
And there's already people out there who have created standard questions that you can put into AI. And that's the next level of let's stop and think. Because just because somebody reckons that if we ask AI this way, then it'll be good for everybody. No, do your own thinking. Use the tool the way that suits you. So if you have any views on AI, if you're afraid of it, if you fear it, if you love it, if it's good for you, if any old thing, just give us a shout and let's take this debate further because the debate is going to go on for a while.
Now, that's the thing, is it's hearing people's different views about it, because the more different views we hear, the more we can be informed, and it informs other people too.
So on that note, this was done by humans in real time, no script, nothing printed out from AI with M dashes or anything like that. So tell us what you think, and we'll be more than happy to hear that. Thank you for now, and see you later. Bye.
Cheerio, bye bye.